Yeah, thanks for joining us. This is a 45-minute soulful flow, one of our favorite flows. It just feels so good to start the last day of the weekend on the mat. So thanks for joining us.
I'll be guiding us off this morning, getting into our warm up. We're really going to be focusing on, this is a vinyasa flow, but we're going to be doing our best to keep it grounded and head us into the rest of our Sunday. We're going to get started today in Child's Pose. So find yourself on your mat with your big toes together, your knees hip width distance apart. Sink your glutes back towards your heels and just allow your heart to melt on the mat. Big belly breaths. Feeling your belly expand like a balloon with every inhale. And with every exhale, letting it soften. Tuning in to the release of your shoulders. And the sweetness of your heart melting. Feeling connected to the earth here. On our next inhale, we're going to slide into our Sphinx Pose. So almost like a snake. Slide your heart all the way to the top of your mat. Hips ground down. Shoulders drop back. Arms are at a 90-degree angle here. Really press into your forearms to feel your shoulders release down your back. Imagining a golden thread, drawing your heart towards the sky here. Creating more space for your heart to open and your shoulders to find release by drawing them down your back. Taking an opportunity in this practice to connect with yourself, to connect with your foundation, whatever it feels like to feel grounded for you. Now let's turn our palms out in opposite directions, moving into a seal pose. Press the arms so that they become straight. Again, shoulders roll up and back, creating more space for your heart. If this feels like too much, you can always come back down onto your forearms. But this can be a great way to get just a little bit more out of this pose. Taking it a step further, you can drop one shoulder, starting with the right, down onto the mat, and then look over your left shoulder. And then do that same thing, but on the other side. So this time, left shoulder drops as you look over the right. Taking that a few times at your own pace. If you're looking to create even more space, come up onto your fingertips. So tent the fingertips. And then just drop the shoulders from right to left, left to right. Let's take that 3 more times on each side. Bringing the awareness to the tops of your feet and into your hips. These are your points of contact for this pose. And then when you feel complete, returning back into a Sphinx Pose, we're gonna rise up into our forearm plank. Firing up the core here. Shift the weight back and forth to find your center. And now just press the ground away. If you're looking to build a little bit more heat, you can take the option of dropping the hips to the right, moving back up through center, and then dropping them to the left. Almost like a teeter-totter motion here. We'll be here for about 30 more seconds, so staying strong in stillness or staying strong in motion. Using your breath to empower you throughout this practice. We've got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Pause in your forearm plank. And then drop the knees onto the mat. Arms straighten. Finding yourself in a neutral tabletop pose. Reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with your body. Now we'll move into a few cat-cows. So drop the belly, shine your heart for your cow pose, and then exhale, press the ground away for cat. Really press it away here. You're trying to get rid of something that you don't want. So press hard into all 10 fingers. And then transition back into your cow pose. On our exhales, we press the ground away for a cat. On our inhales, we come into cow. Making this your own, maybe you add in a few barrel rolls. Make it expansive by taking circles where you're pressing back into your child's pose and then coming forward. Making this your own. Giving you an idea of where we're at. We're going to be here for about 10 more seconds. So if you need to even out anything on one side, now's your time. Arriving together in a neutral tabletop pose. We'll step back into our plank pose and then exhale, downward facing dog. Maintaining a generous bend in your knees here. Feel the eyes of the elbows draw in towards one another. Helping to release the shoulders down your back, and now bring your awareness to your foundation. Feel the strength in all 10 fingers. The strength in your feet helping to hold you up. And the strength of your core as your belly button draws to spine. Lifting those hips up and back towards the wall behind you. Deepening your breath to feel more. Bending those knees and slowly stepping to the top of your mat. Arriving in a forward fold. Bringing the elbows, the forearms onto your knees here. Coming into a supported forward fold. Let the crown of your head hang heavy towards the mat. This is an option, or you're more than welcome to also grab onto opposite elbows and just let your body hang. Swaying from left to right, right to left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root down through your feet to rise up. Exhale, palms come through heart center. We'll move through one flow together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Connecting movement with breath, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, plank. Pause here. And then moving through your flow, come down into your Chaturanga. Option to come up through Cobra or upward facing dog. Your body, your practice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise that right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose, Cobra. Press the ground away. And then step that right foot through. Lower that left knee onto the mat. Untuck your left toes. Inhale, we rise. This is going to be the first low lunge of the practice, so be gentle with yourself. Allow your body, your hips to move gradually into this pose. Again, tuning into our foundation in this pose. Can you bring your awareness to all four corners of your right foot? Can you tune into your left knee and the tops of your left foot, grounded into the earth? Simultaneously drawing that right hip back as your left hip draws forward. From here, we'll frame our right foot, tuck our left toes, and then reach our right arm up. Really sparking those right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Frame your right foot. Inhale, high crescent lunge, rise up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, palms draw through heart center. Bring left elbow onto right knee, taking the twist. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, frame your right foot, step back into your plank, take your flow. Arriving together in downward facing dog. With one breath, rise your left leg up. Exhale, left knee comes to nose. And now step it through, moving into our low lunge on the other side. Immediately tuning into your foundation in this pose. You know what we're looking for. Checking in with that awareness of the left foot and the top of your right knee and the top of your left foot. Now frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes, straighten the leg, and then inhale, spark the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Framing that left foot, inhale, high crescent lunge. Shine your heart. Now inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, drawing palms through heart center. Right elbow comes onto left knee. Inhale, finding length in your spine, and exhale, looking over the left shoulder. If you need support with balance, then I invite you to look down at your left toes instead of looking over the right shoulder. One more deep breath here. Inhale, rise up for a beat. And then exhale, frame your left foot. Step it back into your plank. Take your flow. Exhale, downward facing dog. At At the end of your next exhale, bending your knees and stepping or hopping to the top of your mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root down through your feet to rise up. Exhale, palms come through heart center, mountain pose.
Inhale, sweep both arms up, reach up. Take a moment here to really reach to the sky. Let your shoulders come to the ears. Get as tall as you can. And now drop the shoulders away from the ears, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move through your flow with an option to take a double chaturanga. So with the double chaturanga, come down halfway, press up, come down halfway, then move into your upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Let's all take a deep cleansing breath together here. Inhale deeply through the nose, fill up. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale, rise the right leg up to the sky, flex the foot. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, rise the leg up. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Curl it in and under. Inhale, reach the leg up. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Hold it in here, this Spider-Man pose. Really feel those right obliques engaged. And then step the right foot outside of the right hand, lizard lunge. Take a few moments here to rock back and forth, feeling into that right hip. And then taking your variation of this pose. Maybe you take your hands wider than the mat. Try to drop that left hip a little bit down, rocking again. Or maybe drop the left knee, untuck the toes, and rock the hips side to side, pressing that right knee out for a moment. And then pressing it into the right shoulder. Maybe exploring that range of movement. Deep breaths here, pressing the left hip forward. Squeeze the left booty in order to press that left hip forward. Keep a long spine and breathe. Next, we're moving into a Skandasana at the back of the mat. So tuck the left toes under and slowly begin to move your hands towards the long edge of your mat. And then come halfway down into your Skandasana on the left leg. And then move into the Skandasana on the right side. So kind of this halfway motion going left and right, getting into both hips. Moving left and right. Your hands may need to walk around each side, really getting into it. This crab-like pose. And the next time you come to the right side, stay there and sink your hips down, drop the tailbone, moving into your Skandasana. The left toes spin up to the sky, hands come to heart center. Press the right elbow into the right knee, opening that hip. Sit up tall and breathe. If this is too much for you, you can stay in that crab pose with the hips lifted parallel. Really starting to breathe into that right outer hip. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Exhale, move into a wide leg forward fold. So toes are feet are parallel to each other. The hands can be underneath of the shoulders, or you can catch the outsides of the calves, the ankles, or the feet. Playing around with rocking the weight forward a bit to the toes. Completely release the head and the neck, maybe shaking it yes and no. Bring the hands to the hips. The next inhale, come up to stand with a long spine. Turn the toes in, sweep the hands up, star pose. Exhale, goddess, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, drop that tailbone down. And think about tucking the pelvis under. So think about a dog putting its tail between the legs. Knit the ribs together. Stay here for a few breaths. Feel free to explore a bit, rocking side to side or taking some bounces. Inhale, star, sweep both arms up. Exhale, goddess, taking a few squats here. Inhale, sweep up, star. Exhale, goddess. One more, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, goddess. Find your edge in this pose. Really drop that tailbone down. Press the knees to the back. Smile. Inhale, star. Turn the feet so they're parallel. Hands come to hips. Forward fold, leading with a long spine. Exhale, relax into it. Moving into a lizard on the left side, so crawl the hands to the back of the mat. The left foot is outside of the left hand and rocks forward and back, getting into that left hip. Keep a long spine here, wherever you are. And maybe you explore taking the hands wider than the mat. Rocking forward and back. Keep the back leg fully engaged. Then drop the knee when you're ready. Untuck the back toes. The hands can come back underneath of you, underneath of the shoulders. Squeeze the right booty and press that right hip forward. Press the left knee out to the left. And then pull it into the left shoulder. Taking a few of those slow push and pulls. Getting into the nice range of motion in the hip, breathing through it. And then we'll move into those Skandasana, left and right. I think they're crabs actually. So turning towards the long edge side of your mat, bend into the right knee, and then the left knee. Focusing on the inner thigh on each leg here, really giving it a nice stretch, adding space. Keep the weight in the heels and the spine is long. Think about reaching that crown forward, gaze is down to the floor. And the next time you are over to the left, drop into your Skandasana. So drop the hips to the ground, right toes reach up to the sky. Hands come to heart center, or you can stay up in that crab. You're in the Skandasana, use that left elbow to press against the left knee. Think about a long spine, so reaching the crown of the head up to the sky, and breathe into it wherever you are. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Find your edge. The next exhale, move into your wide leg forward fold. Maybe bending the knees, shaking it out a bit. Next, dropping into your Yogi Squat. So heel toes the feet in and drop those knees down. Press the elbows against the knees. Reach the tailbone down. Press the knees away with the elbows. Reach the crown up. And find some movement here if you like to rock side to side. Feeling that deep, deep stretch in the hips and the inner thighs. And smiling through it. You can also take fists here. Pressing the fists towards each other, opening a bit more. Finding your squat. And then we'll move up to standing. So however you'd like to do that. Maybe you take a forward fold. Maybe you just stand up using the strength of the legs. And then stepping up to the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Take a beat.
Inhale, let's sweep the arms up to the sky. And this time, drop your left arm down by your side. As you inhale, spark those right fingertips up and over to the left. Maintaining a soft bend in your knees here. You have a few options. You can stay here, or you can grab onto your right wrist, or you can interlace your fingers, taking the mudra. Feel that right shoulder drop back just a tad. And feeling the breath travel up your spine with every inhale. Coming back up through center, let's take it to the other side. Exploring any arm variation that feels right for you on this side of the body. Dropping that left shoulder back just a tad, creating space for your heart to open. And coming back up through center. We'll sink directly into our chair pose. So big toes touch, heels about a fist width distance apart, and then drop your hips back. Belly button drops the spine, pinkies turn in towards one another. It's amazing how these micro adjustments can make such a big difference. Feeling your inner thighs really fire up here. Weight in the heels, experimenting with what it feels like to lift the toes up. Can you sink just a little bit deeper? Holding this for about 10 more seconds. Believing in yourself, breathing deeply through any sensations that you may be feeling. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Step it back into your plank. Take your flow. Option to take those double chaturangas. Heart rises up through your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise your right foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, elbow comes onto your right knee, coming into our warrior one pose. So ground that left heel down onto the mat. Inhale, rise up. Tuning into your foundation, strong through the knife edge of your left foot. Tuning into all 4 corners of your right foot. Feel your hips sink forward, heart shining up. And now we'll interlace our fingers behind our back, feeling the shoulders drop down, and then reaching your arms above your head, taking the fold. Crown of the head is bowing towards the mat as your arms rise up above your head. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, frame your right foot and lift your left leg off the mat, coming into your warrior three pose. So we want our left toes flexing towards our face. Firing up the core just a little bit. We'll bend our left knee in towards our nose, crunching in. So let's do 3 of those together. Inhale, crunch in. Exhale, extend. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, extend. One more time. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, extend. And now play with your balance. Begin by lifting one fingertip off the mat and then the other. Holding this for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back into your plank. Take your flow. Arriving in your downward facing dog and then take it into your warrior one pose. So we'll reach our left leg up. Exhale, step it on the outside of your left arm. And then ground your left heel onto the mat. Inhale, rise up. Checking in with your foundation. Do you feel strong through the back edge of your right foot? Are you creating enough space for your hips to sink forward? This is a great opportunity to tune into the strength of your feet connected to the earth. Imagine roots growing out from the bottom of your feet, holding and supporting you through any sticky sensations. We'll interlace our fingers behind our back, shine your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Bowing the crown of your head towards the mat as you inhale, lift your fingertips up and forward towards the wall in front of you. Not losing sight of your foundation, of what's holding you up. We'll stay here for a few more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, frame that left foot. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, warrior three. Finding your stability first, and then we'll take those crunches. So right knee comes in towards your nose. Exhale, extend. 2 more. Knee to nose. Exhale, extend. Last time. Knee crunches in. Pause here. And then exhale, reach it out. Here's our opportunity to play with balance, lifting one hand off the mat, and then the other in our warrior three. Right toes continue to flex towards the face. Holding here for 10 more seconds. Really tuning into the strength of your breath, the strength of your right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes to meet the left, forward fold. Let it go. Shake the body from right to left, left to right. Finding freedom within motion. Inhale, rise up to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through your feet, rise up. Exhale, palms come through heart center.
Last flow here. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, make your way through your flow, taking your favorite variation, perhaps that double chaturanga. If you want to add more fire. Inhale, reach that right leg up. Exhale, lizard lunge. Drop the back knee. Reach the right arm up, taking an optional quad stretch here, or move into your variation, your expression of lizard this morning. Squeeze the left booty to press that left hip forward. If you're in the quad stretch, gently pull the back heel into the booty and breathe. Spreading the collarbones wide and breathing into it. 2 more breaths. Exhale, release. Skandasana on the back of the mat. So bend into that left knee. Drop the tailbone down. Hands come to heart center or optional heart opener. Placing the left hand on the ground. To the left, right arm reaches up. There's a bind here if you'd like to move into that. Keep the right leg fully engaged. So feel that quad strengthening. Last breath in. Exhale, forward fold, wide leg forward fold, the center of the mat. And find your favorite variation of this pose, optional headstand if that's in your practice and if you'd like to move into that. You can take your hands underneath of you, gently pulling yourself further into the pose. Or wrap the hands around the calves and the outer feet. If you're in this variation, really use your biceps to pull you further into this pose. Think about rocking the weight to the balls of your feet a little bit forward. Or you can simply take a wide leg forward fold or wide leg downward facing dog. If you're in that inversion, slowly come down. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, come up to stand with a long spine. Come all the way up to stand, and when you get there, star pose. Heels turn inward. And exhale, goddess. Of course, Cacao Conscious's favorite pose, arguably. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Stay here and play around with lifting that right heel up. Taking any arm variation. I see Shannon has eagle arms. I'm gonna do that too. Ooh, that feels good. Left heel up. Both heels up if you'd like. Drop the hips. 3 more breaths. Inhale, star. Hands come to hips, turn the toes in. Exhale, forward fold. Lizard to the back of the mat. Left knee bends. Drop the right knee. Moving into your variation, if you'd like that quad stretch, reach the left hand up to the sky, spin it back, bend the back knee and catch the foot. You can come up onto the fingertips here on the right hand, squeeze the right booty, press the right hip forward, and gently pull the back foot in. 2 more breaths here. Find your edge. Exhale, unwind, Skandasana to the back of the mat, bend into the right knee, drop the hips. Hands can come to heart center, or you can stay in that crab pose we were at before. Optional heart opener, placing the right hand out to the right. Left arm reaches up. Spinning the heart up to the sky, maybe you look up. And breathe into this nice open stretch for the front side of the body. Last inhale. Exhale, move into your wide leg forward fold. Feet are parallel. And then hands come directly under the shoulders. Drop the knees down, we're moving into our frog. So with the frog, knees are on the mat, and crawl them out a bit until you find a nice pose. The shins are parallel and the feet are flexed out. And when you find a nice spot here, you can put blocks underneath of the hands. You can come down onto the elbows. Slowly coming into this pose. Think about pressing those hips to the back of the room. Soften the face. Soften the space between the eyebrows. And let gravity move you closer to the earth here. Beginning to slow down the breath. Slow down the heartbeat. Reconnect. We'll be here for 10 more breaths. Find your edge and keep reaching that tailbone back. Three more breaths. Find your edge. See where you can soften on the inner thighs. And release, slowly come out of it. And to do that, kind of do this army crawl, crawling the forearms forward, lowering the hips down. And then making your way to lay down on your mat, however you'd like to get there. Bringing the knees into the chest, give yourself a big I love you squeeze, as Shannon says, bringing the forehead to the knees, coming into this tight ball. Release the head and the shoulders down. We'll do a slight twist to close out practice here, dropping the knees over to the left. You can take the arms out wide or cactus the arms. Think about pressing that right shoulder into the ground and maybe gaze over those right fingers. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Press the left shoulder into the ground and gaze over the left fingers. Knees come into the chest. Make your way into your final Shavasana. Feel free to take Supta Baddha Konasana, taking the legs into the butterfly pose, or take the legs up the wall. Your body, your practice. Then find a space where you can find complete stillness for the next few moments. Take a deep breath in and feel the whole body rise. And exhale, feel the body melt into the earth. We encourage you to stay here as long as you like. This is the most important pose, so we can really soak in all of the benefits of the practice. I'll go ahead and close out the class. Bring some gentle movement to the toes and the fingers. Bring the knees in and roll over to your favorite side. Holding yourself in fetal position for a moment. Thanking yourself for taking this time for you to step on your mat. And noticing the shifts in the space you've created in the mind, the body, and the spirit. And take that with you in all that you do. When you feel complete, press up to a seated position. And we'll close out, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, sealing the practice. Namaste.
Namaste.
Woo! Thank you all for opening your Sunday out with us. Hope you have a beautiful day.
We've got another exciting week ahead. So we hope to see you all on the mat next week. Have a great rest of your day.
My face is so right here. I mean, like,